Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, Te Kore Mako o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, she is a professional surfer from Ōākura and was the first Kiwi woman to qualify for the ASP Women's World Tour back in 2008. Known for her powerful style and competitive spirit, she has spent over 8 years on the World Tour and continues to represent Aotearoa, New Zealand, in international surfing competitions. We're very blessed and very privileged to have her on the show. No mai hara mai, Paige Hareb. Kia ora, Paige, how are we?
Kia ora, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you, very well. Thank you. Thank you for jumping on the show and calling in all the way from Sydney over there. It's lovely to have you on the show and looking forward to our little chat. But before we get started, ko waikoe, no he koe, just a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
I'm from Ōākura, just south of New Plymouth, and yeah, grew up there my whole life. I'm now 35, so getting pretty old. And I've been a professional surfer since about 17 or 18 years old.
Nice. Far out. That's 35. You're still young. Plenty of time.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood in Ōākura and what it was like growing up next to the ocean there in Ōākura?
Yeah, pretty much. There wasn't many houses out there at the time compared to now, but yeah, it was a pretty tight-knit community, and I went to Ōākura Primary School, and I had my best mate Anita, and we just did everything together. And our mums took us to the beach every single day after school, and whether we were playing on our bodyboards or building sandcastles, yeah, we were just there every day. And I think that's initially how I got into surfing, and became to love the beach. And yeah, it kind of just went from there. But I also did a whole lot of other sport as well, um, from yeah, soccer, rugby, skiing, tennis, basketball, and yeah, just loved my sport. And surfing was the one that came out on top at the end of it.
Awesome. Well, it's a beautiful little spot there, Ōākura. Some beautiful waves down that way. So, what are your earliest memories of surfing, and how did your dad influence your journey into the sport?
I think I was wearing one of those like Gap helmets, and I had like the biggest, widest poo stance ever. And just remember him pushing me into waves at Ōākura Beach. And yeah, we went on one like family trip, I think when I was 5 or 6, to the East Coast as well, up by but near Gisborne at Mahia. And yeah, I just have good memories of like it all kind of clicking and connecting. And I think I rode my first unbroken wave over there, and yeah, I was hooked since then, since the age of 5 or 6.
Oh, nice. Now, you mentioned before you played a few other sports growing up: tennis, soccer, basketball, rugby, even skiing. But what was it about surfing that really stood out for you? What made you want to follow that kind of journey?
Yeah, I think initially, just like any sports kid, I wanted to be like a pro soccer player or tennis player, or anything really. And even though I was still getting good results in surfing, I kind of saw it just as a lifestyle, and it was like the fun sport compared to all the other ones, and almost like my relaxation time. Um, and it wasn't until I was probably, I think I was around 14, when I got my first sponsor, and I got some free clothes and free stickers, and I was so stoked. And that's when I was like, oh, maybe I can make a living from this, but by getting free clothes. um, and yeah, it just started, all my sports started clashing, so I had to make a decision. And um, yeah, when I sat down and thought about it, surfing was the most fun for me, so I went with that one.
Awesome, awesome. Now you obviously been raised in Ōākura. Who were some of your kind of local surfing heroes or role models? You know that were kind of when you started out that were really like, wow, they're really good. I'd love to follow in their footsteps.
Yeah, we've got some really good surfers out that way. The older ones were probably like Ton Deacon, who's my dad's mate and business partner, and his son Simon Deacon. He still rips. Nat Day, and then there's like Snuffy Curd. Yeah, even Dawson Tamati, he's good. Always good to see out in the water. Yeah, there's a whole good crew out there, so it's pretty cool to surf with all those guys.
Awesome. Used to go to school with Simon. If Simon's watching, hey, my bro, how are you? And Dawes, hey, Dawes. Good guys, good guys. So how did the Ōākura Board Riders Club shape your kind of early competitive experiences?
Well, no, I think you just cut out then. Sorry, what was that?
The Ōākura Board Riders Club. How did they shape your kind of your early competitive experiences in surfing?
Yeah, again, that club is such a tight-knit community and it's grown so much over the years. I think they've got over 200 members there now, which is amazing. And yeah, I just have fond memories of having little local club comps there, and m- me and my best mate Anita. Sometimes we were the only two girls in it, and so yeah, we'd have turns at getting first and second, and um, yeah, it's just a good breeding ground, I guess. All the kids love it, and we've got the skate park there as well, and uh, yeah, just again a really good community.
Nice, nice. Now, what's special about the surf breaks around Taranaki? Like you've travelled the world, but what kind of makes our surf breaks kind of unique? And what's your favourite break in Taranaki?
Oh, I think just with Taranaki, how our coastline goes around pretty much in like a semicircle. So we're pretty lucky with whatever way the wind's blowing, we can always find a pretty clean spot. And yeah, we're so consistent with the swell as well. And even some of our bad days is other people's like really good days, and I think we take that for granted sometimes. I know I definitely have, and I've had visitors from around the world come, and some days I wouldn't even go out and they're just frothing at it. But yeah, just the amount of point breaks we have, and some of them are world class, and obviously Stent Road and Rocky Point are my two favorites. And yeah, we're just also lucky with the mountain right there as well. I've done plenty of days where you can ski and surf in the same day, and that's something I'm pretty proud of that I tell everyone overseas about. And yeah, we're very lucky there in Taranaki.
We definitely are. We are very lucky, and it's awesome to hear of your journey and your connection to Taranaki, even though you're over in Sydney at the moment. Make sure to stay tuned, Wano. We're going to go to a quick break now, and we'll be back shortly to speak more to Paige about her journey across the world with surfing. So make sure to stay tuned. Well, we're back, Manu. We're back with our very own Paige Hareb calling in all the way from Sydney. And earlier in the piece, we spoke about Paige being the first Kiwi woman to qualify for the World Tour in 2000, back in 2008. Now, you made history then, Paige. Like, what did that moment mean to you?
I think just because I was still, yeah, when I qualified, I was 17 or 18, so I was still very young, and didn't really know what was happening and what it all meant. I knew I was going to be traveling the world and surfing some of the best breaks around the world, but yeah, I think I was almost too young to like appreciate it in the moment. But yeah, now looking back, it was definitely an amazing opportunity and amazing journey, and yeah, some very good memories.
I actually remember when you first hit the scene. I was living in Aussie at the time. I was like, yeah, I was telling all my Aussie mates, yeah, she's from Taranaki. I remember that. But on obviously, since you started that journey, there's, what have been some of your biggest challenges that you've faced, in your time in the championship tour? What are some challenges you've come across?
Um, I think yeah, ranges. Even those first few years, I was like, I didn't even finish high school, and all my mates were going off to uni and partying, and so in a way, I kind of felt like I missed that stage of my life. But I know I was also very lucky to be doing what I was doing. And then yeah, just being on the road the whole time and living out of your suitcase. Everyone thinks it is really good and glamorous, but there's definitely some days where you're over it and you get sick at airports and yeah, you're away from friends and family for a long time. But um on the other side, yeah, we're surfing amazing waves and I loved competing and yeah, got to see some cool countries and cultures and yeah, I was very lucky.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You've seen a lot. That's for sure. Now, obviously being around the world. What are some of your proudest moments? Is there some real proud moments in your career? You look back and you go, "Wow, that was actually really cool. I'm proud of myself."
Yeah, I don't really like talking about my achievements, but yeah, I think looking back now to be the first Kiwi woman to qualify for the World Tour is pretty cool. And then also being selected to be in the world team to compete at Kelly Slater's Surf Ranch, and then our team going on to win that was a pretty special moment as well that I'll never forget.
Wow, that's cool. That's awesome. Kelly Slater, the man, the myth, the legend. Now you've had to fight your way back to into elite competition multiple times now. What was it that kept you motivated through these ups and downs?
That's a good question. I think when it comes down to it all is probably just the love for surfing and the love for competing. As much as competing, you're losing a lot more than you're winning. Yeah, you still just keep going back for more, and yeah, one win can make you last a few years almost, wanting another one. Um, but yeah, I think I just kept telling myself I knew I wouldn't be doing this forever and was just so grateful for the opportunity. And I loved traveling as well. So yeah, I've always just been trying to do it as long as I can. And if I have to fight for that, I will. So
Wow,
hopefully a few more years.
you've definitely been fighting for it. You've done very, very well. Now you've travelled the world through surfing. What are some of the most memorable kind of places and cultures that you've experienced on your travels?
I think probably the most unique one was when I went to the Mentawais or Mentawai Islands, and they took us 5Ks up a random river to meet this tribe who were all pretty much naked and had the whole tribal tattoos all over their bodies and just sleeping above this like pig pen pretty much. And the kids had never seen people with blonde hair before, and so they were just all over us looking at our hair. And I don't think they'd seen sunglasses before, and so yeah, it was a pretty humbling experience. And yeah, again, one that I'll never forget.
Wow, that's an amazing experience. All right, not many people get to experience that. That's definitely one to remember. Now, what advice would you give to young girls here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, who dream of being in following you in your footsteps and becoming pro surfers? What advice would you give?
I think persistence is key. You definitely have to do it a lot and every day if you can, but only do it if it makes you happy. Because yeah, otherwise, if it's not making you happy, you don't have that drive for it. And do it for yourself as well, not for your parents. Yeah, in our sport, I've seen a lot of pushy parents. So yeah, definitely do it for yourself and for the love of it.
Nice. That's something for me, Caps. Yes, stop being that pushy parent. But and just lastly, Paige, you've mentioned ambitions. You've got ambitions and that. But like, what qualifying for the Paris Olympics, is that something that's that you want to put on the agenda for trying to reach that? And what's your goals and aspirations for the rest of your surfing kind of career?
Yeah, obviously I want to keep doing it for as long as I can and do as well as I can while I'm doing it. But yeah, I've had two very frustratingly close calls on whether I got to the last two Olympics or not. So I think I'm going to try for the third. Well, yeah, I am going to try and go to the third Olympics. So that would be really nice to tick off my list. And yeah, I'd like to get back on the Challenger series and then hopefully after that back onto the world tour. But yeah, I'm getting old, so just want to make the most of it while I can.
Nice. Well, we're backing you all the way, Paige. Thanks so much for joining us on the show, calling in all the way from Sydney. Thanks for sharing your journey with us and your dedication to to surfing and to your community to help uplift the young ones with the sport that you love is truly inspiring. So we're incredibly grateful for all that you've done for the sport and all that you continue to do and the role modelling that you do out there in the water as well. So ngā mihi nui, and thanks for coming on the show.
Cool. Thank you so much. And I just want to say to everyone back in Taranaki as well, thank you so much for all your support over the years. And yeah, it definitely doesn't go unnoticed and it helps me along the way when I'm halfway around the world. So cheers.